I hate cheating in video games. I think that's kind of an obvious statement, and I think most people can probably agree with that. Obviously, cheating has evolved over time, so when I say cheating, obviously, I'm not talking about GTA 4 or GTA San Andreas where you're pulling up your cell phone in the game, you're typing in a certain number that you found online, and then boom, you get like unlimited ammo and helicopters and rocket launchers. No, not talking about that. I'm obviously talking about the kind of cheating that is at other people's expense. Cheating in online video games, cheating in typically FPS games, but of course not limited to that, really just any online video game where you can use cheats or hacks in the game's actual system to get a very obvious competitive advantage. Now, this kind of cheating has probably always been around ever since multiplayer games have been created, but I really feel like it's gone mainstream recently in the last, 4 or 5 years now, and I have exactly zero facts to back that up with, keep in mind. I don't know, I feel like it wasn't nearly as big of a deal as, say, the days of Halo 3 or, Call of Duties in the 2010s, OG World of Warcraft, OG RuneScape, etc. Sure, it existed, but I just don't think it was as commonplace as what it is today. Nowadays, there are actual legitimate websites you can go to that will sell cheats, and obviously they will profit off of it. It is just so big now because of that. You've got it in Apex, in Warzone, I think even Fortnite, really every popular shooter, including Destiny. Now, Destiny is a game by Bungie, the original creators of Halo. I know them from that, but I know they have found a ton of success recently with Destiny in 2014, and now Destiny 2 in 2017. That's been going on for about 7 years now, and it doesn't look like they have any plans of stopping. It's kind of just been an ongoing success. They've, from what I understand, had many updates with it, and similar to a lot of other online games, they have a problem with cheating. Now, I'm not exactly familiar with how big this problem has been over its 7 or 8 year lifespan, but what I do know is that there is a website called Aimjunkies that, like I said, similar to other websites that will do this kind of thing, they will sell cheats for Destiny 2 at a certain price, so obviously they will profit from it. Well, Bungie has actually been in a lawsuit with Aimjunkies for years now, actually. It's kind of interesting. I went down a sort of deep dive on various articles about the lawsuit over the years. It's kind of been back and forth. Bungie lost the first lawsuit, and then Aimjunkies actually tried to countersue because they were alleging that a Bungie employee hacked into their system, I guess, and then that got overturned. It's kind of been a mess. But now, from what I'm seeing, this just broke yesterday, May 24th, Bungie has officially won the lawsuit against Aimjunkies. Now, this actually went to a jury trial, surprisingly. I've never heard of a case like this actually going to a jury trial. But regardless, the jury actually sided with Bungie. So as a result, Aimjunkies, or as I'm seeing their parent company, Phoenix Digital, they have to pay Bungie a little over $63,000 US. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think this is much at all for Bungie. Actually, I'll clarify, I know it's not much for Bungie at all. Bungie is obviously a huge company. When it comes to looking up how much exactly a company is worth, it's often difficult to get a precise number, but I'm seeing they are worth, I think, at least $1 billion. So yeah, obviously $63,000, it's a drop in the bucket. But why I am so excited about this is that this obviously sets a precedent for these big hacking companies and websites. Companies have long tried to fight the war against hacking in their games. Some companies have found some success with it. I think Overwatch, for example, has done a pretty good job with it, whereas Call of Duty has struggled over the years. It's definitely difficult to tackle that problem just with anti-cheat. Some might even say that is just a war that you would never win. And to me, the way that you would actually win that war is with lawsuits exactly like this, actually setting the precedent that, hey, if you are a company that is trying to profit off of this, which is what has made this hacking thing mainstream now, well, you could actually run the risk of getting sued. Because like in this case, Bungie's copyright was specifically mentioned, and they basically said, hey, in the copyright, in other words, it protects Bungie from having hackers exploit their game through cheats. And I've seen talks online about how there are other lawsuits that are currently pending against other hacking companies, and these are lawsuits issued by other types of companies of big online games where they feel that they have been at a disadvantage from these hacking companies. So hopefully other lawsuits like this will come through, which would obviously further set the precedent against these hackers. Yeah, it might take take multiple lawsuits like this for the precedent to take effect, but I think this Destiny and Aimjunkies lawsuit, I think it may start a sort of snowball effect, and hopefully a lot of other lawsuits would end up raking in a lot more money than what Bungie did. From what I'm seeing, they won the, roughly $60,000 from Aimjunkies because it was estimated how many customers they had, and that was, I guess, multiplied by a certain amount to come up with that number. But to me, I think these lawsuits should actually bring up the fact that these cheats hurt the popularity of these games, because obviously nobody wants to play a competitive game legitimately that's filled with cheaters. So I'm hoping, and I really do think, that this lawsuit by Bungie is going to start a movement.